Alright guys, this is Mr. Mac, and this is lesson 13.4 for Algebra 2, and it goes along with page 5 that will be uploaded on ESB. Alright, we're now going to do angles in standard form, okay, on the coordinate plane, alright? And there's a lot of information on this slide, alright? First thing I think we'll start with is, for degrees, a complete rotation. As you know, a circular rotation is going to be 360 degrees. What you might not know is what's called radians, and because the radius is going to be 1, a full rotation counterclockwise back to where you started is going to be in radians what they call 2 pi. Okay, and I'm going to get to more of that. I just want to kind of throw that out there. A couple things that confuses a lot of people when you're moving in a counterclockwise position, that's going to be positive, and that might seem kind of counterintuitive. Ooh, if I can say that. And then if you move clockwise on this circle, it's going to be a negative angle. So what am I trying to say? Here, let's put some degrees in, okay? So the red is your initial side, and if you could click and put this blue ray anywhere on it, all right? And that'll be what they call the terminal side. So the red is the initial side. It's on the x-axis. This is the x-axis, all right? And then this serves as the y-axis, and then your terminal side that I have highlighted in blue can be anywhere on the circle. But let's go ahead and put some numbers in, okay? So right here is going to be 0 degrees, okay? And if you look, you can put a 90-degree corner there. This is going to be 90, all right? The opposite of 0, if you follow that line, is going to be 180 degrees. When you go completely opposite of 90, this is going to be 270. And then when you add 90 again, this is also going to be 360. Okay, and then notice I was moving in a counterclockwise direction, okay? So this is 0, all right? And I'm just going to put a few in. If you jump to this point right here, this is going to be 30. Then they go up by 15, so this is going to be 45 degrees. 15 more is going to be 60. And then this big jump right here is 30 more degrees, and that's why it's 90, okay? So let's try to find the one that I marked here, okay? Here is your initial side, all right? That's in red, and I put a terminal side here in blue. Well, you know 90 is up here, so then you add 30 more, so where I put this blue one is 120. Okay, so let me try to say this in English, okay? You're just going to be making angles, okay? But now they can go past 180, okay? All right, if you go in a counterclockwise rotation, it's going to be positive. If you go clockwise, it's going to be negative. And if you look, 0, then it jumps up 30, then increments of 15, then 30, okay? Then 30 again, and then 15 again, so this would be 135. And then honestly, your 4 quadrants, you know, just remember 0 degrees, then 90 degrees, then 180, and then 270, then back to 360, okay? All right, so we're gonna start again, okay? I just wanna kind of throw, I know it's a lot of information, all right? Do not give up on me. I know this is a lot of information. So here, let's just practice a few. Ready? I'm gonna go ahead and erase this, all right? And we'll click on the next slide so that we can play around with these angles, all right? And let's just go ahead and label the 90s, okay? So again, 0 degrees is going to be here, all right? When you go up where the y-axis is, this is going to be 90. Okay, this is going to be 180, and then this is going to be 270, and then you're back to 360, okay? All right, so you want to make a standard angle on this, okay? So let's say you want to make an angle of 150 degrees positive. The first thing you're going to do is put a point at 0, 0, and you're going to draw a ray going here, okay? This is always going to be your starting ray right here, all right? In red, it's called the initial side. If you want 150 positive, then you're going to spin from here counterclockwise. You already know this is 90. Look, I'm going to draw 90, okay? Then look, 30 more is 120, then 15 more is what, 135, and then 15 more right here, and you'll draw the terminal ray, and then the answer is 150 degrees, okay? And how we usually write it, I know I put all those arrows in there, honestly, you just draw the initial ray, the terminal ray, and you just draw the direction of the rotation. And because I went counterclockwise, that's going to be 150 degrees. Okay? All right, let's try another one. Let's say you want negative 45 degrees. Okay? So you're still going to draw your initial ray right here from 0, 0. All right? If I want negative 45 degrees, all right, I'm going to spin clockwise. Well, remember, this is 30, okay, negative 30, and then 15 more, so it'll be right here, and then I'll go ahead and connect, draw your clockwise, and then this is negative 45 degrees. All right, so counterclockwise is positive, clockwise is negative. It seems kind of counterintuitive, doesn't it? All right, any questions or comments about that? Then to make things even more complicated, we take these same angles and we do them in terms of what's called radians, okay? And it's just gonna seem like really, really strange, but I'm gonna go ahead and erase all of this for a second. And in order for you to do radians, what you're going to do is you're going to say the radius of this circle is 1, okay? And if I want to find the complete circumference of this circle, I know we're throwing that geometry in there, I'm going to do 2 times radius times pi. Remember, that was the complete circumference. And then all you're going to do is replace the radius with 1. So the complete circumference is 2 pi. So if I start here from 0 and I do a complete rotation and I come back counterclockwise, that's going to be 2 pi, okay? Here is halfway, so this will be pi over, or quarter of a way, excuse me, this will be quarter of a way, so this will be pi over 2. This over here is half of that, that's going to be pi. All right, so look, 0, 1/2 pi, pi, and this will be 3 pi over 2, which is 1.5 pi, and then back to 2 pi. Radians is a way of finding locations on there as well, it's just not in degrees, okay? So if you want to find an angle that is pi over 2, you're just going to put your other ray right here and draw your little counterclockwise spin, and this would be in radians, pi over 2. Okay, how are we doing with that? So speaking of degrees and radians, that's what we're going to do next. We're just going to convert, and it's absolutely the easiest thing you'll ever see. So let me erase this board, and now all you got to do is copy down this chart. I know my PowerPoints are back. Holy smokages. All right, so all you got to do, if they give you the angles in degrees, you're going to multiply by pi over 180, okay, to put it into radians. If they give it to you in radians, you're going to multiply by 180 over pi, and then you'll get it in the answer into degrees, okay? And then we're going to try out a few, okay? All right, copy that down. You've got that copy down. All right, so example 1. Let's say I give you 270 degrees. All right, 270 degrees, and I want to put that in terms of radians. Go here, the first thing I gave you was in degrees, and you multiply by pi over 180. Okay, if you notice right away, it creates a fraction, so you're going to have 270 over 180. Just put the Greek symbol pi in the back, so you don't got to stress it. And then all we're going to do, look, drop those zeros, divide them both by 9s, and now the answer is 3/2 pi. Just put that pi in the back, reduce that fraction. It is 3/2 pi. And you know what? Why don't we practice drawing again? So here's your y-axis. Here's your x-axis. All right, here's going to be your initial side. and you want a positive 270. So you're going to spin counterclockwise. Look, 90, all right, 180, 270, it'll be down here. And then you just draw this like this. Yeah, who knew you'd go past 180? Holy smokages. All right, so now let me give you one in radians, and then we'll go ahead and convert it into degrees. Okay, I'm going to erase this. So let's just pick one that you're going to see a lot of. Let's do pi over 6. Okay, pi over 6, that's radians. How do you know it's radians? It's got pi in it. Okay, so you look here, it's in radians. I'm going to multiply by 180 over pi. The good news with this one is you can always tell if pi is in the numerator, you're going to multiply by the one that has pi in the denominator, because what we're going to do is we're just going to cancel out those pi's. Okay? All right, so let's drop those pi's. You're left with 180 over 6, and then you just get 30 degrees. It's 30 degrees positive. Here we go. Oh, that's an easy one. That one's straight up from geometry, right? So a 30-degree angle, if this is 90, this is 30-ish. Ooh. And you draw your counterclockwise arrow, okay? Okay, I hope this helps. That was lesson 13.4. Please hang in there, okay? All you got to do is hang in there.